Grand Rising, I'm Ron Usha and welcome to show number 14 on Conversations on Art, a show which started where friends get together to talk about their artwork, their creative process, what they're up to, and their challenges, their highs, and maybe we can learn from each other and maybe inspire each other. Today I have my co-host, textile artist, painter, student of Reiki, photographer, Annie. Grand Rising, Annie.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Thank you for having me here today.
And our guest today comes from Germany but lives in Holland, Amsterdam. Anja. Grand Rising, Anja.
Hello, Grand Rising. Thanks you for having me here in this show.
Thank you very much. I got to know Anja through a friend who I was speaking with, and we were talking about art and energy work, and she said it may be a good idea if you speak to Anja. So we got in contact, had a conversation, and here we are. So thank you again, Anja. So I thought I'll start with, Anja, the energy circles that you're working on at the moment, how that started and where you are with that now.
Well, yeah, actually, maybe first let me step back to explain how I got into energy work, because that makes sense. Then I can explain how we started this energy circle. Because I made an education with a healer. And then I discovered my own path in this. And I realized that energy work is so much more than I thought before, because I also put it in a box, like maybe some other people are doing this. And then I realized everything is energy, right? We are out of energy. Everything is energy. So lots of things we are struggling with is about also that we are just changing the energy. If we are changing frequency, then we can change situation, we can change family constructs, we can change our blockages. So this was my idea of, okay, I really want to help people of changing their own frequency, of changing their own energy, and I want to put more healing out of the world. And then during my education with the healer, I got in contact with a very good friend. So we met during these times. And through her, I got in contact to another woman. And she also has psychic abilities. So we also connected to each other. And then a fourth person came in our little circle. We were just friends at that time. So, and we explored our self and our energy work and our healing and our own process, because we all really also had to heal. And we had the desire of healing ourselves first, because we were struggling with things. We were struggling with relationships, with work, or with hurtful situation we went through, or one struggled with having children and everything like that. So first we started really to go on our own journey to learn how we can heal ourselves. And we supported each other in this journey a lot. So yeah, and now we are on this point where we thought, now we are on a very good spot actually, and we are feeling great. And we really want to put this energy, what we discovered for ourselves, out in the world. So then we said, yeah, let's do it together, because our energy is working very well together. And now we are doing these energy healing circles, and it's actually a very pretty new thing for us. So we had just this 3 times. And it's like a distance healing actually. So nobody needs to be around. We are not connecting on Zoom or anything. So, but we are meeting, or we are visualizing ourselves in a room or on a space or whatever we agreed before. And then we are taking the person who wants to come into our circle to this place, and then whatever happens happens. So yeah, and this is actually basically how it works. And then after our circle, we are exchanging what we saw and what we did and how our soul take over in some point. And yeah, and this is the information we also giving the other person, so that the person can work with this and can also go on their own journey. Because I think it's not about that. Nobody needs somebody who is healing them, but we all want to have help with healing ourselves, and we really need to put on these paths together, so we are not alone in this. And that is what we are doing. So we are trying to help people to go on their own journey and to start with open up for these things, to remove blockages and everything. So I'm living with a cat, so yeah, this is basically what we are doing. And I love this work. And sometimes it's just a very tiny step, but it's mostly the tiny step in the right direction. And we had already good results and feedbacks, but it's just a step, and the first step. Yeah. So, and then everybody goes on their own journey and then discover their own things and healing methods or whatever they need, actually. Yeah.
Annie, that's quite remarkable. We were having the same conversation last night, and Annie was explaining about clearing blockages. Could you go into what you were doing, Annie?
Do you mean when what I was speaking about with Manu?
Yes.
Working with Manu. Yeah. So I had my very first shamanic healing session yesterday, and what came up for me, because I've been very stuck for a long time. Although I've been working on myself, I'd come to a point. So it's really interesting listening to Anja, because everything she says is just resonating, and just other things, the synchronicity of things now, things are starting to move. So it's really lovely to hear you speak of your energy circle, and I'll speak about that afterwards. But I was told that I have chains and blockages within my ancestral lineage, and that I was the link to make the change and to break that that lineage, and to bringing the healing for the past, the present, and for most important, the future of the family lineage. So it's the blockages. What Anja was talking about is, yeah, quite amazing. And just recently, having listened to Eleonora speak, Ron's partner, her testimonial for Dr. Joe Dispenza, they speak of people coming together collectively for healing. And healing, when healing happens that way, it happens on a larger scale, more intention. You have that intention, just the intention of Anja explaining, of her friends coming together and working that way. It's amazing. That in itself is amazing, because I think you will become more and more aware of how much healing you're doing, not just for yourselves, but it's going to be emanating and coming out of you, and just like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
I hope that answered your question, Ron, of what we were, touching on, what we were talking about yesterday. But it's very synchronized. It's, yeah, this is unfolding. Yeah, amazingly.
Anja, have you noticed a lot of powerful experiences in yourself doing this work and with other people that you're working with?
Yes, of course. I think like every session, I would say it's session or healing or whatever we are doing, has their own energy itself. So it's amazing what we feel from the other person, although we don't know sometimes the other person who is in our middle. We are having a picture or just a date or a name, so we just connect through these information. And I mean, also everybody has their own sensations. Maybe somebody is feeling things in their own body. I, for myself, see pictures, also feeling sensation in my own body. So I know then, oh, okay, the person has maybe problems in the throat chakra or in the belly or something like that. Or I see persons that is lying, something like that. There are coming information, and then it's basically something what you cannot really explain, because I always trust the process. So what is coming to the surface is at that time is the right thing. So it's not about controlling. It's really about letting letting the things flow in these healing sessions. And yeah, I mean, I also healed with the support of other people. I had a lot of entities attached at some point. And these, I mean, when you have entities attached, this is going very far now. Not everybody knows this, maybe, but there are also like, just say energy, what blocks you. So you can say entities or dark energy. I don't want to judge it, but it's just an energy. What is not supposed to be at you, but it's come to you because maybe you need to work on a shadow, for example, or your aura has something, so open. And then the entity is attached at you, and you feel it in your body somehow, but you cannot really go to the doctor, because the doctor cannot say, I can solve it with the medicine. It's just very different. And I know that when I'm getting rid of these entities, then I can also lose these blockages I have in my body. And the thing is, now how I'm living with a cat, and the cat is very sensitive. And if I have something at myself what's not belonging to me, he's biting me. He bits me. So then I know, okay, I really have to clear myself. So, and then I'm cleaning myself on an energetic level also. And if I'm not can do it alone, then I'm I'm gonna ask a friend, and then a friend is helping me to clean this energy what's attached to me. So, and I think this is kind of spooky, and I know a lot of people are maybe not open for it or not aware of it. But I had so much experience now with this, and so much light is coming through this after these things are solved, because then you see the channels are gonna open, or I can speak clearer, or I can breathe, or I can whatever. So everything is easier. So yeah, this was actually very amazing what I already discovered, but I'm still working on this. So because the entities, they are coming when I'm not in my true self, when I'm out of alignment, or when I'm having some issues. So it's really like, yeah, I also have to aware of my own process, and then I can go forward and solve these things. Did I put it in the right word? Because it's not easy to put it in the English words, but I hope you understood what I mean with these things.
That totally makes a lot of sense. And I have heard of entities, as you've described them, attaching themselves to people and the energy workers. And a lot of people are unaware of these, you know, these things that are around, or that we are open to a lot more of things than we are aware of. So yeah, well done, well done you guys for coming together and doing it. And I think sometimes although we are aware of energy, we're not, you know, others come in and maybe be more perceptible for us. We may not be able to see and feel. So having that in a circle, you're kind of all looking out for each other, you know. So what you can't see, Anja, somebody else will see for you or feel for you. And especially that you're not together in the same room, you know, that you guys are working separately but doing your healing in whatever way, shape or form that is, but you're all of the same intention, and you know, you're working towards that. So yeah, totally, you know, I think you're raising the awareness of it, and in doing so, I guess it will open it up and make more people aware of that, and more open to it, because I think we live in a time of change now, and change is needed, and a lot more people are waking up, and they need maybe some guidance or some help in that way, you know. And yeah, absolutely, I think it's a great thing that you guys are doing.
This is to both of you. Have you found that as you've uncovered layers, that beneath them there are deeper things that before were not recognized or seen, when you look at them, have come to the surface?
Can you ask a question again, please?
So as you've looked at maybe pain or trauma, or, you know, blocked energy, that as you've seen them, beneath them there's another layer that may have been there that at first wasn't recognized, but doing this work you're able to see them. Have you found that?
Yes, of course. I mean, as Annie just said before, like when in her shamanic ritual, you discovered that you have, or you can solve something from your ancestral, right?
Yeah.
We are coming on the earth with these tasks. So, and we are forgetting first about these. And we are going through some processes of our childhood. So, and of course, like I think we are getting hurt also in our childhood, because our parents cannot do everything correct, right? I mean, on the other hand, they are doing everything correct, because I also think everything is happening how it's supposed to be happen. Because if we are coming on the earth, we have a task. So, for example, solving our ancestral's clearing or ancestral wounds, to heal them. But first, they need to be triggered. So they're going to be triggered maybe in our childhood or when we are growing up. So, and they can be triggered by our parents or by friends or by teachers or by, yeah, whatever. You never know which person is triggering your wounds. And this is just like a trigger and a reflection of your wound inside, deep inside yourself. And this gives you the possibility to heal the wound, because otherwise maybe you live with it, but you are not aware of it. So, but our outside is always a reflection of our inside. And yes, of course, I mean, then there's a very deep layer under all these, maybe what's on the surface, and it's like maybe like an onion. So we start at one point and then we get rid of one skin and then the other skin and then the other skin, and at one time we are discovering our own inner wound, and we can heal this. But it's first of all, it's layered by a lot of things we put in front, because maybe we are also not ready to see what we need to solve. Right? Does it make sense? I think we all have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me also, like on a personal level, when I was young, like 13, I had this bad skin. So and it now it's good, but I had so much trouble with my skin for a long time, really many years, and nobody could solve it. Nobody, or I never found a doctor who could solve my skin problems. And it healed when I started to go on my own journey, to really look inside, to really see my own wounds, to really see where I got hurt or where I hurt myself. So, and my reflection, or my skin, was just a reflection of my wounds. So yeah, and it takes time, but it's also kind of fun, I would say, to discover your own things if you see it on a more playful level and not very like always heavy and serious. So then it's a nice journey we are on it. Yeah. Sorry, long answer, but
no, Anja, you know what? I had exactly the same thing I had with my skin, and as I was in my latter 20s, like 25 going onwards, and I chose to leave the job that I was doing and went to do my degree or start my artwork, my skin started to gradually started to clear and make a difference. Yeah, so I totally connect with what you've just said. Yeah, you know, and I think with a lot of things, with even just doing this detox, it's cleared my skin even more, you know, just that other bit of extra healing, looking, you know, really living your life to your purpose, and yeah, being happy and in love with what you do. Yeah, really makes a difference, and it shows.
Annie, could you mention some of the challenges that came up during your, was it 7-day detox?
Yes, so the very first day, I woke up and it was last Sunday, and my brain was telling me, oh, you know what? Just have something to eat. Have your breakfast. Don't worry about it. You can start the detox tomorrow. Just, you know, I'm really hungry. Eat, have a coffee, eat. And something said to me, no, Annie, you need to do this detox. You need to have this clearing. And I made the conscious effort to do it. But every day, like for a few days after that, it was, I could really eat fish and chips. That looks really good. Or hamburger and chips, pie and chips. Notice everything is with chips. Nothing is healthy, but everything is all of that comfort food. I want all of that comfort food. And I was getting really like super hungry. It was like, I need some food. I want some food. The body was saying, feed me, feed me. But I'm so glad I stuck it through, because now I can really see how I was eating was, although I thought it was healthy, was not necessarily the best thing for the vehicle, my body, that I'm using. So I've really seen the light, as it were, and I don't want to go back to eating as I was. But yeah, it's been so nice to come out the other end and do 7 days of my first detox. So that was really good, and I'm really proud of myself. And it really helped my skin as well. It was a really good thing for my skin too. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything.
So, but why did you start in the first place for your detox?
I'll tell you what, Anja, I haven't got an answer for you. And last year, I started on this very rigorous journey of, I need to get myself ready. I don't know what for the end of April 2021. I need to get myself to a place, and I started to do a lot of meditation, a lot of soul searching, a lot of long conversations with Ron. Please, can you help me? Which way can I put my feet? Who can help me to clear these blockages and move myself forward? And again, nothing happens before it's time. And something just kept saying to me, you could do with a detox. I'd never done it before. And then Ron said, I've just finished one. I thought, oh my goodness, Annie, that, this is a moment when you need to do that for yourself. And, I'm not going to lie, I was a bit dubious of myself going through it. And I think, oh, can I do it? Am I going to? But I'm so glad I did. I don't know why I was ready, but it came up with my shamanic session that everything, of course, is happening for a reason. We don't necessarily know and understand why, but I was readying myself for that shamanic session and being ready to do the work I need to do now to clear the lineage, to clear my blockages, and to move myself forward. But I guess you don't know these things when you're in it. You're intuitively going along with it. And that's why I did the detox, because it was something that came up that I just felt I needed to do. And I lived with somebody and he would say, oh, this food tastes really good. Don't you want some? Don't you want some? And be, why don't you have some? Try some, just a little bit. It won't harm you. It's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to stick at the detox. But yeah, it was a really good experience.
Beautiful.
And sorry, Annie, I hope that answers your question. No reason why. I think it was part of my journey for me to do, readying me to change. And I've been thinking about it more and more for health reasons and for other reasons, to become more vegetarian and plant-based. And I come from a Caribbean background, so curry chicken, meat is a very big thing, and eating meat. So, but seeing it more and living out my life in more awareness, and being more, we are one with everything. Why would I want to eat something that's living and dead and put it in my body? So yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, we were also talking about everything is energy. Like maybe it was also the detox. You needed to let go of old energies. So, and then it's like cutting your hair, right? Sometimes you just need to cut your hair because also hair is carries energy. So sometimes you just need to cut your hair. So, and yeah.
Totally. And I guess if you're changing and moving, you cannot stay with the same habits.
True.
They become, they are null and void. They are no longer of service to where you're going to. And myself and Ron spoke of this yesterday. You will find that certain friendships, certain connections are no longer of service to your journey forward. And it doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just whatever is going to be the better for you moving forward in whatever way, shape or form that is. And I guess if I want to do the healing spiritual path that I want to take, why would I pollute the vehicle that I'm in? And the vehicle I am in was showing me, because I started to become very bloated, very unhappy with how I was feeling. And it's telling me, hang on, Annie, something's not right here. You're still eating this food every day, but I'm showing you, I am physically showing you that you need to make changes. You need to, make some real changes. And But yeah, I guess it's everything. Or you're in this vehicle, you want it to maximize its use while we're here. So why would I pollute it? You know, why would we pollute our bodies? Why would we do that? And yet we want the maximum out of them. You know, we want some of us push it to the limit, but yet we don't want to take care of it.
Yeah.
Whilst we are, you know, using it and within it to
Yeah.
do whatever we need to do on the planet. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think that our body is so intelligent. So if your body is showing you, oh wait, there's something wrong, then you really should listen, because the body knows what's good for herself or himself. So the body has their own intelligence, and to listen on the body is very important. Yeah. But we also, like, it takes also maybe some time, because we are trained our body, so we untrain it now that it's getting healthier now. Yeah, nice.
Totally, yeah. I mean, it's so funny because our conversation last night with Ron is so similar to the conversation that, you know, us three are now sharing now. It's very, very, very similar. Yeah, very poignant.
Yeah, true.
A few years ago, I had an acupuncture sessions. I had 10 sessions to heal an ankle injury. And the first 9 sessions were okay, but I still had the injury. And on the 10th session, I was lying there, needles in my legs and my arms and body. And I felt this kind of just this, all I can say was this feeling of an inner explosion. And straight away, I just felt the ankle injury, you know, wow, I feel it's different. So I told my friend, the acupuncturist, and he said to me, he said, Ran, it was never the physical pain which was the problem. You had to let go of the mental pain that you've been carrying around for 2 years. I've been hobbling for 2 years. You've been carrying it around with for 2 years. That was what was needed to let go. And the feeling when it happened, it was just a lightness kind of appeared over the whole body, as if I did let something go at that time. And it seems that a lot of our physical injuries and what happens are just manifestations of what's happening on an energetic level. And when we start seeing ourselves and other humans and other beings as energy, then we see so much more, because the body is just this small part outside of these realms of energy, of course, that we may not see. It's like an iceberg, which we see 5% on top of the ocean, but underneath it is the 95%. And I think looking at this work, you begin to relate to people on a different way. You relate to things in a different way and yourself in a different way. And I think relationships then become deeper. Relationships with all things, with all people.
Nice. Yeah. So true.
Yeah, I
Totally
totally
agree,
agree.
and very much relate to this.
So, Anja, what's happening at the moment with the energy circles? Are you going to bring more people in or keep it as small groups?
Well, actually, I think for the moment we like to work with small groups, because we are giving feedback and we are connecting before and after to the person. But I think when we grow also together as in our circle, then there will be the container will be bigger. Let's put it like this. So we are starting with a small container and we are growing, and then the container is bigger, and then there will more people hopefully coming. I really want to do this because in our times now we need this. I think we need this. I just got on the phone with an old friend in the morning, and she's also like very unhappy at the moment. And then I realized, yeah, what the world needs now is people who are able to heal and help others. And then, yeah, this is what I want to do now to put this out in the world. And there are so many who are already on the way and doing all this amazing work. And I love that. And we need more of them. So, and yeah, I really think that these communities should grow a lot. Yeah.
And
I totally agree. It's a time for the collective. Yeah. Sorry, Ron. Yeah.
No, it's just that, there's no such thing as coincidence in this life. This conversation we're having right now, we had last night.
Totally, yeah.
When you hear this and then you speak with Anja now in Amsterdam, and we've spoken to people in Australia, in Bali, and just this coming together, I think there's something really powerful in having these types of conversations. And so what some people may think as being, way out there, but really, if you come from the aspect of we are consciousness, we are just one whole, then all these things make sense. They make total sense. And having these forums where we can talk and share, I think are quite extraordinary. And what comes out, and also that what one person's going through, the other person says, wow, yeah, I felt the same thing. We had the same conversation.
Yeah, but I think that makes sense. I mean, we are one, all together are one. So every information we are putting out in the world, it's like there's an energy field around us. So of course the information is going to spread to others. And yeah, also sometimes the guides are providing us with impulses and we don't know where that is coming from. But if we are not acting on the impulse, then maybe another person is getting the same impulse, and then the person is acting on this impulse because something needs to get out in the world. And I think, like you said, we are all one, so we are supporting each other, and the collective field have all the information, and we are just getting this information. And then we saw, oh yeah, maybe we need more healing circles. Okay, put a healing circle out in the world. Okay, and then another group somewhere in Australia, maybe, oh yeah, we need more healing. Okay, yeah, put another healing circle out of the world. So yeah, I think that is how it goes. It's a domino effect.
And when it's seen that it's coming through you, not by you, then there's a kind of relaxation to yourself, because then you can go out and express what it is that's coming through you. And it doesn't have to have, because sometimes there's maybe the sense of self, of worry or fear. But if we see that this impulse, this idea, this energy is coming through you, then we can let go of good or bad and right and wrong, or should I not doing it. The feeling's there. Let's express it. And that comes out whether you're doing healing work or creating projects, arts, in whatever form.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I also think this is like a service. I mean, you just said it, like creative work. This is also a service for community, right? Of course, there are people who are doing creative work, and they are putting all the creative ideas out in the world. But we need also arts, like we need music. It's good for our soul. We need paintings and everything. So this is also a service for the collective when we are putting out creative things in the world. Like it can also heal. So this is like the combination, right? So it can heal. Music can heal on a very deep level.
Totally. There's so much inspiration out there, and there are so many ways, shapes, and forms that people connect and get messages from so many different forms of creativity. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And I think once, Anja, you open your circle, it will open up more other circles. And, you know, just the amazing thing that you're here talking with us and sharing it with us, so many other people will hear, and, you know, it will have that rippling effect, and other people will be encouraged to do the same, you know. Yeah, I think it's definitely a time for it.
Yeah. And actually, it's the first time that I'm doing this in this public space, because for me also, like, I'm on the journey for some years, but I never talked a lot about this stuff. But now, when Ron invited me and said, yeah, let's talk about this, and I was like, okay, this is huge. Okay, but I'm gonna do it because I think it's important. Because maybe there are more people who want to talk about it, but they are maybe also a little bit shy or afraid, or they think people think something strange about me or others. So yeah, but it's also I think it's good also to talk about these and to put it out in the world. And so yeah, I'm doing this the first time here.
Yeah, when Ron said to me that you're an energy healer, sorry, you had an energy circle, I had no idea what that, you know, what that entailed. So I'm so glad that you came on and you spoke about it, because it's definitely an amazing, you know, an amazing thing. And I could see that really catching on, and more people wanting to do, maybe either join your circle later on down the line, or others starting their own. Definitely. So well done you for, you know, for coming on and you know, having the awareness and the intention to speak about it.
Yeah, thank you for asking. I mean, yeah.
You both said something which really resonated. So Annie just said being of service, and Annie, last night you spoke of as well, being of service.
Yes, being of service.
Can you both talk about this being of service? Anja?
Should I start?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Anja. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is something also kind of new for me, that I discovered maybe, I don't know, maybe last year for myself, that I am here on earth to be on service for the earth and for other people. So of course I'm having my own journey, but with this own journey, I can be on service already, like showing my own healing process, showing how I put things together or tell my truth. It doesn't has to be the truth of other people, but it's just that I'm telling what I experienced, and this is also already something what I think it's being on service for others, because they can be inspired by this. They don't need to. It's totally fine if they cannot relate, or if they relate to other people, because we are so, like, in our oneness we are so different also. But yeah, this is also something what I experienced, but it's a new perspective actually on all these things. It's not one I'm used to. It's very new, but I really like it, I have to say. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I have to agree with Anja. It came up for in my shamanic session that I am not being of service, and I need to be of service. And it is when I asked, what does that mean? That means doing and living your life with what you love and you enjoy the most, and giving that, and giving back, because that is when you're of service and you're contributing, but it's also coming back. So there's, you're putting it out there, but you're coming back. So you're sharing energy, and that opens, the universe will open up other doors for you and take you on your pathway. So there's always a starting point. So Anja, this might be your starting point of the healing circle, but you don't know where you will end up with that, you know, and that's what was explained to me. It could take you to, I don't know where, you know, because you made yourself open to it, and you and your circle made yourself open to it. The possibilities are infinite. That is what I learned. So absolutely, you're giving back, but you're going to also receive as well, because you're doing as the universe, and that's how it works. You know, you give and you take, you know, it comes back to you. And that's how it, and that's what I was taught yesterday, that that's how it works. So it's funny, the word big of service has come up again. So yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, but that's interesting. So your shamanic ritual was just yesterday.
Yes, yesterday morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yesterday morning. And then I wanted to share it with Ron, and he called me, and we had a conversation yesterday, and it was very in line with what we're talking about today. And as soon as you spoke, Anja, it was like, wow, I like what this lady is saying with the blockages and the energy and you guys coming together. And then it made me think of the Dr. Joe Dispenza's coherence, where the people come together with the intention to heal each other and heal in a collective. And people do heal, and they heal on a wider scale. And that is absolutely what you're doing with your healing circles. And that's amazing. And this is the thing, I think a lot of people are carrying a lot of pain, guilt, unhappiness, and it's manifesting in so many different ways and ailments. And my mum had myeloma, cancer, but she again lived a very, I think, suppressed, unhappy life without going into it, but it manifested as a cancer. You know, that's how it, you know, because we are not dealing with and Ron uses this word, express. It needs to come out. It needs to be dealt with. The same, your body's telling you, listen, something's wrong. You know, you need to do, you need to do something about it. That build up of the emotional, it needs to manifest somewhere, and it will. Where in your body, you don't know. In what shape, way, or form, but unless you address it and deal with it, and as you said, Anja, excuse me, you have to start putting it away and deal with it. And the more you deal with that, the more that you will heal yourself and heal the illness, the dis-ease that you have. So that really makes a lot of sense. Yeah. What a fantastic conversation it's been.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, prevalent. And I think you were worried how it was going to be, but how wonderful. Yeah.
You know, sometimes I think it's that, as Anja was saying, is this consciousness, and through that are 7.5 or 8 billion unique, totally unique individuals, totally unique. Like every blade of grass is unique, every animal is unique. So in that way, then it's really extraordinary who you are. Not in a woo-woo sense, not in, you've read a book, but actually really extraordinary how each individual, what's being expressed through each individual mind body. And maybe that's the scary part of going into the unknown. Mm-hmm. We're safe in the known and in the known energies and the known feelings, but to step out and go into the unknown and to find out and to discover. And maybe it's a journey that we're on. making that step. I saw this quote, and the quote says, "We're not afraid of the unknown because we don't know the unknown. We're afraid of leaving where we are."
True.
And I thought that kind of made, you know, a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's beautiful put, actually. It's a beautiful quote, and yeah, it's very nice set. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And also the synchronicity of, if we had had this conversation 1 week earlier, it would have been very different. Because we had this conversation last night with Annie, and we were meant to talk, I think a week ago, weren't we, or 2 weeks ago originally. And it's come at the just as a nice kind of sequel to our conversation last night, and to now speak to you today.
Yeah. So it was probably important.
Yes.
We are speaking about these topics all together.
Yeah.
And bringing more awareness on these topics out in the world.
I just want to say something as well. I didn't want to, about your photography as well, that Annie and I were talking about last night. Annie, what were you saying about the photography?
I said that Anja has an absolutely fantastic eye for the images that she captured, because when Ron told me that, you know, you did some art and photography, but it's not your main feature, I thought, oh, okay, I'll have a look. And I don't know what I was expecting, but what I saw was absolutely fantastic. I love it's, you've put thought, maybe even without thinking, Anja, of the images you've taken, how you've taken them. And on, I know a couple, they have little slogans in them. But I was, quite pleasantly surprised when I looked at your images, and I thought, wow, this lady is very creative. I thought, I'm looking forward to speaking with you and seeing you further, and even more so now because I hear about your healing and all of that. But I would be interested, if you did pursue anything in the arts creatively, what you would pursue other than the photography, Anja.
Well, I'm dancing. This is maybe also my creative expression, that I'm dancing. At the moment, less, of course, because I'm dancing Lindy Hop, so it's with a partner usually. But yeah, to express myself with music, I think this is also a very big creative part in my life. Yeah, sometimes I paint a little bit, but this is really for my own thing as well. Because I also have this feeling, if I would do it on a regular basis, then it would be different. I use creativity really, like also the pictures, like my photography and painting, for my own expression at that moment. And yeah, dancing is a little bit also more wider for me, like expressing myself, expressing how I feel, moving my body, feeling my body, and the music and everything. So yeah, this is what I love to do.
I think you should share some of your paintings on Instagram. You might be surprised, because your photography was really quite breathtaking. I really did enjoy looking at what you did have on there. I thought, yeah, this lady's got a creative eye. Yeah, a very creative eye. And I thought, yeah, I like that. I like how the perspective was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I will maybe dive deeper in this.
I think so. You know, when you said painting, because I thought painting, I didn't want to say that for you. But yeah, I think definitely you have a very creative streak in you that maybe you're not exploring enough.
Yeah.
Maybe, it doesn't mean that you have to share everything, but just for you, Anja, you have that definitely in you, definitely.
Yeah, but this is true. That's totally true. I could explore this more in my life, because I also have the desire of being creative.
There you go.
Yeah, it's also what
You see, with the dance, you can do that, you know, and it's all of the movement. With your artwork, it's something a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more entailed for you to do the painting, and maybe you hold off a little bit from it. But I think if you freed yourself to it, it may take you to some places that, yeah, you might be surprised with. Yeah, definitely. So don't shut the creativity, you know. I think it's just a sideline. You might be surprised.
Okay, I like that. I will
Yeah,
give it a try.
be open to it. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
open it.
you're welcome.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thanks a lot.
you're
Well,
welcome.
thank you, both of you. It's been a wonderful conversation. It's been a pleasure to get to know you, Anya. And thank you very much for coming on to the show.
Yes, thank you.
And Annie, thank you again, Annie, for sharing
Thank
what
you.
you've gone through.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for letting me put my words out in the world and inviting me. And it's really a pleasure to meet you, and hope we see us both again, and maybe also in person someday. That would also be amazing.
That would
That'd
be
be
lovely.
great.
Yes.
So I'd like to say grand rising and thank you for, this is Ron Usha's Conversation on Art, show number 14. Thank you for all those who's watching, and thank you again, Anya and Annie. Grand rising.
Thank you. Grand rising.
And I'll see you soon. Bye.